XFM News on point.
It's time for the news on XFM. I'm Chris Tim. The youngest presidential candidate in the 2021 general elections, John Katumba, has asked Ugandans to support his campaign because he is already financially constrained. Katumba made the call to Ugandans after failing to mobilize funds to transport his team to Chiriandongo, where he had to meet his supporters in his move to solicit for votes ahead of the 2021 general presidential elections. He said that earlier his phone developed a mechanical problem, hence affecting his entire program to Chiriandongo, since he had no means to access his supporters for help in terms of transport.
I'm calling upon Ugandans because right now I wanted to be in Chiriandongo according to my program. However, the situation couldn't let me because of some facilities that were lacking, mostly in transport. But I thank those ones who helped me to put me back on air. And also I'm calling upon all Ugandans. We are in a struggle. Though I'm stopped here by lack of facilities, but my voice is not stopped.
The 24-year-old promised to address the problems affecting the people of Chiriandongo, such as poor road network, poor medical facilities, among others, once elected into office.
Here in Uganda, we lack roads, we lack good health facilities, electricity, equal opportunities to the youth. So that was the same information that I was carrying on to them, that they should not cry and stay home because they don't have those facilities. But let them join Mr. Katumba so that we can work hand in hand, so that we can find a solution.
President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has urged the NRM leaders to remind the people that it was because of the wise policies of the NRM that the country has been able to carry out a number of notable achievements. He was yesterday speaking during a meeting of the NRM leaders and flag bearers from the Laon sub-region districts of Leptong, Amolata, Apach, Dokolo, Kole, Lira and Oyam. Museveni, who addressed the meeting scientifically, said he was happy to note that with the discovery of petroleum in Uganda, more money would be added to the tax collection to further develop this country.
All these elections since 1996, I think the lowest NRM weight was 59-60% in 2005. Why? Because the people are more united. But please, concentrate on what you call needs rather than identity, solving the needs of the people, because those needs are the same.
KCCA Council has passed its budget of 405 billion Uganda shillings for the next financial year of 2021-2022. Among the allocations include 26 billion Uganda shillings for road construction, 13 billion Uganda shillings, the Directorate of Education, 18 billion for salaries and allowances of political leaders, 8.5 billion Uganda shillings procurement of garbage trucks, among others. KCCA is also set to collect 109 billion Uganda shillings from various revenue sources, which include ground rent, market fees, local service tax, building fees, local hotels tax, among others. The director of KCCA in charge of revenue collection, Sam Sedonguma, explains that the authority will request for more to cater for the councillors who are expected to be elected following the creation of new electoral areas here in Kampala.
But secondly, I want also to clear that there's no money for the new positions that were created. I think that's not true. The money is there. We received a kurgenda out of our NTR for the speakers and others. The issue is not about money. The issue is about the approval. So, this increment of number of councillors, it is by law. It is Parliament which passed it. So it is strategic to present it to them for funding. Now, if you are going to cut money for garbage and correction and the like, so that we provide for the allowances, then we shall be stuck. So I would suggest we leave it as unfunded. It could be used as a means of lobbying for more funding. So this money will be availed, I would propose.
The National Identification and Registration Authority, NIRA, have resumed the issuance of national identity cards to all individuals whose cards are ready but have not been picked. Gilbert Kadilo, the authority's public relations officer, says the issuance exercise will be conducted at the sub-county level in all districts and will run for a period of 15 days from the 23rd of November to the 7th of December. He noted that lists of people whose cards are ready for issuance will be shared with the LC1 chairpersons from the 13th to the 23rd of November to avoid congestion at the various issuance centers at the various sub-county headquarters. Pentecostal pastors, through their umbrella body, the National Fellowship for Born Agains and Pentecostal Churches, have praised government for lifting some coronavirus restrictions. Government, through the Ministry of Health, has increased the number of public gatherings from 70 to 200 people, among other things, which also applies to places of worship. Now, the Pentecostal Church's publicist, Daniel Wadimba, says the lifting of the lockdown will help the affected economy to improve.
That is super. And we continue to pray that all businesses will be opened up so that people can work again for their families and for this great country. Whatever the devil intended to do using COVID-19, we cancel it and we are overcoming it in Jesus' name. But we want to tell our pastors to be very careful that as the opening up continues, let us observe the SOPs as we continue to pray for all Ugandans to go back into work, to earn money for their living, to the glory of God.
In world news, a U.S. court has rejected an attempt by Britney Spears to have her father removed as conservator of her estates. Jamie Spears has been his daughter's legal conservator for 12 years due to concerns about her mental health. Miss Spears' lawyer said the pop star was afraid of him and that she would not perform so long as he remained in the role. Her father's lawyer argued that he always acted in the best interests of his daughter. A judge said she would consider future appeals for his dismissal or outright removal. In the meantime, at the request of Miss Spears, financial company Besame Trust has been appointed as the co-conservator. Now in sports, the NBA season will begin on the 22nd of December after an agreement was reached with the players over scheduling, salary figures and free agency dates. The usual season start date in October was pushed back because the coronavirus pandemic caused delays to the 2019-2020 campaign. But the NBA and its players' union have agreed a new date and a 72-game season, a reduction on the usual campaign. The agreement is yet to be approved by the league's board members, but the league and its players have a deal in principle that also includes a date of the 20th of November for when free agents can start negotiating with teams they would like to join. And that's the latest XFM News.
XFM News on point.